It's impossible to compare anyone to Bear Bryant. He was from a different time, looked like a ball coach, sounded like a ball coach, was, in fact, a ball coach. And for a long time, in the eyes of many, he was the best there ever was, winningest in the game when he retired. Bear spoke openly, being afraid to stop coaching, quoted as saying he'd croak in a week if he did. As it turned out, Bryant passed away less than a month after he coached his final game for the Tide, a win in the Liberty Bowl in Memphis over Illinois. Now, it's impossible to compare anyone to Bear. Then again, it's impossible not to compare Nick Saban to him for so many obvious reasons. Same school, same astounding success. And what's amazing to consider by way of comparison is that Nick Saban is older right now, today, than Paul Bear Bryant ever got to be. He died at 69. This Halloween, with the Tide in the middle of a bye week, getting set to go to Baton Rouge, where he won the first of his 7 titles as the Tigers coach, Saban will turn 71. Now, I kid Bama fans about creative bookkeeping from the past, but in this modern era, you either win a title or you don't. You don't get to just retroactively claim one. So to have won the most in the history of the sport during this highly competitive era is nuts. In college basketball, John Wooden's 10 titles are the most, and as amazing as he was at UCLA, the tournament then was so limited in terms of the number of teams in the field and then who comprised the field that it would be impossible, I think, to argue that the modern basketball coach doesn't have a far tougher road to navigate. Saban is navigating the modern college football game. Sure, he complains about the newfangled this and that, and then he adapts to it and wins however games are won, and now he will continue to do so. The Tide and their head coach announced today an extension through 2030, at which point he will be approaching 80 on paper. Look, I'm not telling you he's Brad Pitt, but similarly, he seems to refuse to age. He's immune to it. And I understand why both the school and their coach hope that he never does. Because who wants to think about what happens when this ends? Well, he doesn't, telling Dan Patrick in a recent visit, quote, "How are you going to get any sort of positive self-gratification or accomplishment when you've done something for so long that you like so much and then all of a sudden it's not there?" Now, that's not Bear Bryant predicting his own demise, but it speaks to the thing that fascinates me most about the best players and coaches in sports. How do you maintain hunger when you're so well fed? Saban and the Tide have eaten plenty, but the news today just affirms that all he and Alabama wants to know is what's for dinner, because we're starving. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.